In this video, we're going to have a look at visitors and then how to convert them into prospects and customers on your website. Getting visitors to your website is critically important. That said, even more important is having your website up so that those visitors actually take action and do what we call as a conversion on the site. So, what is the conversion? Basically, it's an industry term and it refers to converting somebody from one step in your sales or marketing process to the next step. That can be a million different things, and most companies have multiple different conversions in their processes. So these might be things like filling out a form, might be booking an appointment, it might be downloading a resource that you've made available, might be clicking to phone or email you. It might even just be as simple as visiting multiple pages when they visit, which shows that they're interested in the website and shows engagement. Interestingly, conversion optimization is a field unto itself, interestingly, a quite well paid field unto itself, where people basically just spend their entire job working on making websites work better and convert better. That said, you don't need to become a conversion professional, but understanding how to improve conversion at each step in your customer acquisition path is critical to succeeding online. Fortunately, most of this is common sense and is based on, from a customer's perspective, looking at each step in the path and making sure it makes sense. I wish I could say it's more complex, but that's the heart of it. In larger companies, of course, testing and some other processes come into play, but for most small service businesses, it really is mostly about making it logical. And the key thing is, it's just not about the technology. It is all about common sense. And I'll share, I actually did a conversion optimization consulting engagement with a large accounting software company once. They had just launched their online product. You know exactly who they are. They're huge. And interestingly, they had 7 different departments that managed different parts of it. So what it said on the website was not what got reflected when you thought about signing up for a trial. And what it said in the sign-up form was not exactly what happened when you did download a trial. And then what happened in the follow-up email was not perfect either. So it just didn't create a great step-by-step experience in that. So the humorous thing about it is, I mean, I'm a smart enough guy, but I didn't really do anything special other than walk through the process and highlight all the illogical things that they had set up along the way, put that in a report, and they were just ridiculously happy. They thought I was like a genius or something, but like not the case, just really simply common sense stepping through it. And in their situation, because they had all these different departments involved in the different steps, they've never actually looked at it from a holistic perspective. And obviously most of our businesses aren't that complex and we don't have multiple departments, but where we usually fall short is we look at the conversion process and those steps on the basis of our knowledge. We already know everything about what happens with our company. So usually what happens, and the more knowledgeable you are in your industry, the more likely this is to happen, and the worse you're going to be at setting up these flows, is that you just don't understand actually how little a new customer will know about the process. So you don't have the right details or ask the right questions or provide the right guidance. And there's usually tons of opportunities there. Another area too is that you ask folks to do something too ambitious too soon. So for instance, if you ask them to buy before they even know about what your service does, they're just not going to do it. Moving along, critically important to understand who is visiting and why. So this might include existing clients who are really just looking for your address or contact info perhaps. Might be referred prospects who somebody told them about you and they're checking out to see if they're real before contacting you. In that case, yeah, your address and contact info is going to be important, but they need to see at least a little bit of proof that you're for real. Might be a returning prospect who's researching to make a decision. Might be a brand new visitor from search. And these are critical because they know nothing about you. They've probably never heard of your company before. So they're seeing if you have what they want, and if you're a good fit. They might be there for specific content that you showed up for, but again, they know nothing about your company, so you have to earn their trust as a very first step before you can even likely have anything happen. Then there's brand new visitors from social. They may already know about you, they may be ready to engage. At minimum, they have some level of interest in what you did, or they just came for some content that was promoted through social media. And all those different people, you need to prioritize those different visitor types and then understand and decide how best to treat those different types on each page. And again, the prioritization is critical because that influences what you're going to put on the different pages in terms of these different visitors and how you're going to treat them. Looking at a conversion-friendly homepage, we've looked at this a little bit in other lessons, but you kind of can't get too good at this. So definitely worth looking at again. We see they have positioning and a benefit-driven value statement. It's an all-in-one sales platform, and the benefit, of course, or the benefit is growing revenue. They have a clear call to action to try it for free. They remove any objections by not having anything crazy you need to do around the sign up. You get full access. There's no credit card required. And then they build some credibility by mentioning that they have over 100,000 companies that work with them. And then that whole pipe drive sort of 4 blocks down below also serves to build credibility. So this page is built for brand new visitors to the site to learn about what they do and ideally see that they're a credible entity that they might want to try out. Stepping on further along, conversion on your other pages. So we spend a lot of time looking at your home page in terms of conversion, but those same process and principles applies. It's just going to be a bit different. So whatever page it is, you should ask the questions: who's visiting? What are they looking for on that page? What do they need to see before taking that next step? And then again, you need to properly position that next step and make it extremely obvious and easy to take on the page. So with that said, with that fresh, you should go have a look at your own site and see how those principles apply, or take those principles and think about how you'll leverage them when you're creating a site. We'll see you on the next lesson. Thanks a lot.